If you don't have a talent attraction strategy, what you end up doing is you end up bloating the organization, diluting the culture, decreasing the efficiency of the team, and not ultimately being able to carry out any strategy that you set for the business. So how do you attract top talent? You attract top talent with an employee value proposition. Just like you put an offer into the marketplace to get people to buy something, you put an offer into the talent marketplace to get people to come and work for you. So just like you put together an offer stack in terms of what somebody's going to get if they sign up with your company, if they buy your product, etc., you put together an employee value stack that shows them everything they're going to get while joining your organization. And so what an employee value proposition should do is it should answer the question, why should I work here and not somewhere else? There are 5 pieces to an employee value proposition. I want you to follow along and understand these 5 pieces so I can explain to you how to put these into action. The first piece should be fairly common, which is compensation. But compensation doesn't come down to just salary and what you're paying a person. Compensation comes down to a few things. There's salary. There's how do you raise and promote people within the organization. There's fairness in terms of evaluating people for raises and promotions. There's pay transparency, which is, are you being transparent with the people in the organization about how and when they're paid? All of that together is compensation. The second piece that follows compensation is benefits. Benefits is time off, flexible work schedule, remote work versus in-person work, education, retirement plans, and things like insurance. Now, on the other end of the spectrum, the other 3 pieces of an employee value proposition are career, work environment, and culture. So career is, does this person in their role have the ability to progress? Top talent wants opportunity. Do you provide training? Do you provide career development? Do you talk about career development? Do you talk about their career path? Do you ask them questions of what they want in the organization? Do you evaluate them and give them feedback? Those all go into career development. Work environment, what kind of environment are they working in? Are they autonomous or are they micromanaged? Are they recognized or are they punished? Do they have clear expectations or do they have no idea what's going on? And are they challenged or are they just clocking in, clocking out every day? And then lastly, there's culture. Culture really comes down to understanding the mission and the goals of the company. Why are we here? Why do we do the work we do? And then how do we do the work we do, which is the value piece. Culture of a company is really the internal branding. So just like externally, there's a brand of a company, and that's what the customers see. Internally, there's the brand of the company. That is what the talent sees. That's a lot of shit. How do we put that together to figure out an employee value proposition? I call it the 5 T's, and this is the strategy that I follow to put together a talent strategy so that I know I'm going to have a strategy. It doesn't need to be all of those things, but I should be very clear on what things it is and what it is not. So the first of the 5 T's is targeting talent. That means, what are your target talent goals? Do you need more applicants? Do you need more qualified applicants? Better applicants? Do you need a different kind of applicant? What is the current constraint in terms of getting people in? So for example, we had a portfolio company. They had a very hard time getting coaches in. And coaching was a department that they need to attract people that had a certain skill set, and they needed a lot of them. And so we looked at their strategy, and they were getting qualified people, but they weren't getting enough of them. They didn't have enough nets cast to get enough of them. So just like a lot of people post on Indeed or LinkedIn, and then they say, I'm not getting enough talent coming in. It's like, well, why aren't we posting on Indeed, LinkedIn, Glassdoor, Craigslist? I mean, like posting everywhere, as well as doing outreach on our behalves to get talent. So you have to look at where the bottleneck is in getting the talent, and that's your first piece that you need to identify is, do I need more or do I need better? And so for them, they needed more. And so on their website, we actually added a second funnel that was kind of parallel to their customer funnel that said, do you want to be a coach? Essentially like a sales page selling people on why they could become a coach, why it was so great to become a coach, and why it's so great to work at our company. And then we actually ran paid ads asking them, would you like to become a coach? Here's the opportunity, here's what it looks like. And so now they're able to get unlimited coaches because they have a talent acquisition funnel that gets them more qualified applicants. The second piece in determining your talent strategy is top qualities. What this means is you want to identify what is your candidate persona that you're looking for. Who's the perfect person to work at your company? I have had 3 companies prior to acquisition.com. I've had Gym Launch, I've had Prestige Labs, and I've had Allen. And my talent persona has looked different for each one of them. The person I'm going to get to work at Gym Launch, they might be a great director of customer success at Gym Launch, but they're not a great director of customer success at Allen. In Gym Launch, when I'm looking for a director of customer success, I'm looking for somebody that can talk to customers all day, they can take escalation calls, and they really understand a customer experience. On the other side, with Allen, when I'm looking for a director of customer success, that person doesn't necessarily need to understand and talk to people as much as they did on the service side. You want to identify, what do current employees love about working at your company? And what if done more would cause them to love working there more? So typically what people value in a smaller company tends to be more of the soft stuff. It's the culture, it's the workplace, it's the autonomy. Whereas if you ask somebody at a bigger company, they're probably gonna say compensation, benefits, because bigger companies know that as they get bigger, the soft side is actually what decreases, and so they make up for that in compensation and benefits. The fourth T to this is touch points. Where does talent interact with your company so that you can promote your employee value proposition? So just like you promote your business to get customers, you have to promote your company to get talent. And so the question you have to ask yourself is, when I put our company out there into the internet, where are people looking at it and what are they looking for? Well, typically if somebody sees your company, they're gonna Google it. That's the first thing. I've recruited thousands of people for not only my own companies, but our portfolio companies. And the first reason that people won't work at a company is what they get when they Google it. The best talent, they're not gonna not do diligence. They're gonna Google your company, they're gonna look you up, they're gonna look at your customer ratings, they're gonna look at anything they can find. Those places that they're looking to do due diligence on your company are exactly where you put your employee value proposition. And then the fifth T is tracking results. This ties back to number one. Are you trying to get more candidates? Are you trying to get more qualified candidates? Are you trying to get more brand awareness? You have to find the metric that goes along with it, and then you want to measure it to see. The question is, how do you measure to make sure it's effective? When I'm trying to get more qualified candidates, I've tried different strategies. Some of it has been through the content that I make and talking about interviewing tips and things like that. And then I look at, okay, I launched a video, for example, on top 5 interview questions. Did we get more qualified candidates during that time? And if we did, then I would say it's an effective strategy. I should do more of that. And if we didn't, then I would say it's not effective and we should go back to what we're doing or try something else. But I want you to understand, you don't need to be the most established, the biggest, or the most profitable company to attract top talent. There are so many other things that you can do to attract top talent. I tell you this as somebody who has been there.